And a pleasant good morning, everyone. Eric here from Nomadic Fanatic. Hope you guys are doing well. We are entering Texas today, but before that, a new attraction on Route 66. I present the world's largest sandal, y'all. That's right, I love it. I'm actually wearing sandals right now. Diana is too over there. We love wearing sandals. This place opened in 2023 here on the original Mother Road. World's largest, it says gift store. They might even be open in the gift store there. By the way, guys, I'll be uploading this video with my Starlink Mini flat mount from Trio Flat Mounts. Check the link in the video description, guys. I do not worry about setting up Starlink and having wires and having to deal with all that crap anymore every time. We always have internet through Starlink because Trio Flat Mount has so many different options, and we just put it right on to the top of my cargo trailer that we travel with. It's always plugged in. We have in-motion service, and it's just always there. It's made uploading these videos so much more convenient. If you're one of those who still has to set everything up every time you get camped and then put it away at night and put it back up in the morning, check out Trio Flat Mounts, video description below. A wonderful little attraction here, the San Jon Yacht Club. Some yard art here with the barnacle rocks and the skeleton there. The sandal itself is 40 feet long. This sucker is as long as my bus and 15 feet wide. The rope holding the sandal part together. What a nice touch there. There's the gift store. We're gonna go in there in just a minute, but look, there's a schoolie. There's a bus. It's an old Chevy C60 school bus here that may be converted. I'm not sure what's on the other side. I can't quite see. 420 highway signs and old refrigerators. There's an old cafe sign here and a Pepsi machine. I think they're actually still working on the sandal. The first thing was to protect the sandal from the fierce, and I will call them hurricane force winds, because it is not unusual every day to get 70 to 80 mile per hour gusts of wind here, which is the equivalent of a Category 1 hurricane. And that is why you see these ginormous steel platforms here protecting it so that it doesn't take off in the New Mexico winds here. It's no joke. Again, people that haven't been here, you don't understand. They got the Lowe's wrap on it, so maybe they're still working on finishing part of that. Let's go check out the gift store. Yeah, the gift store's open. They've got some stuff here, some sandals that say Route 66 on them. Most importantly, magnets that say world's largest flip-flop. It'll be our last magnet of in New Mexico. And look, they even have a pin. Wow, a pin that says world's largest. That was awesome. We got to meet Juma and Corinne and their awesome property here. In fact, I'll show you a picture of when they purchased the property. It was not like this. It was just an old, was it a service station or what would you call it? It was a gas station. So they've done a lot to the property, and just like anything on Route 66, it's never really finished. So right off, original alignment of Route 66 here in San Jon. San Jon. Oops.
We've been saying it wrong the whole time.
Okay, come on down to San Jon, New Mexico. Whoops, I'm gonna have like 500 comments. Everybody's already corrected me anyway, but thank you so much, bud. Have a good day.
Be safe, guys.
You gonna drive this time? One of these days we should pull out of a rest area and I'll just let you drive on a nice, flat, easy road.
Actually, honey, driving that I don't think is a big deal. I think it'll be easy. It's maneuvering all those buttons is what makes me kind of nervous.
Don't have to worry about anything up there. Once you get used to the air brakes, there's nothing else that's different than your RV, really. I mean,
the air brakes. So
the air brakes and then your lane position. But we have these huge mirrors on the side, so if you're ever wondering like what your position is in the lane, you can literally see how close you are to the white line and the line over here too.
Yeah, I've been paying attention to your mirrors. It's pretty easy to see the...
Yeah, on these Thomas HDXs they are. So we are leaving the campground area, now heading right out to Route 66, and we will not touch an interstate today. The whole way to Texas as we get into.
Awesome.
We are going to be old school alignment of Route 66 the whole way. It is going to obviously take us a little longer, but it's also been a while since we've been able to stay on the route without being forced off because of dead ends and turnarounds and all that. So from here all the way to Adrian, Texas, we're going to be on original Route 66. No sunshine right this moment. There are a lot of clouds in the air, which that's going to be an issue later because we've already got the air conditioners on in both rooms. It may just be one of those days where I may have to recoup some of the energy lost due to the fact that we're not getting solar right this moment. But
oh wow, we're
that's
getting
it.
right.
That like you literally turn out of the campground and there it is. Yeah. All right, so we're losing the second extra lane as we go a little more remote. And if there's anything interesting between here and Texas, I'll pull over and we'll go explore. But yeah, looks like we got the whole route to ourselves. Looks like we lose. Oh my, it's not even paved. I was gonna say we lose the center line. No, we lose the pavement here on Route 66. This is the first time we've actually been on an actual alignment that wasn't paved. I mean, there have been some brutal pothole roads that haven't been fixed, but this is the first time we've hit a dirt road, and we've got 41 miles of this.
No way.
At 11 miles an hour, and now it's graded. Well, maybe it'll be worth it. Maybe it'll be something really fun to see. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
I think it'll just be little spots. You'll see.
You think it goes back to pavement?
Yeah, it goes back to pavement.
Yeah. I present Route 66 rocks. Rock Road. Okay. Oh no. What does this say? Road closed. Local traffic only. Now why couldn't you tell me that 11 miles down? Oh God. So this is the part in here that I have not shown you guys very much of. It is exhausting. I'm gonna have to back up into this guy's driveway. And we'll try to make a U-turn and we'll go back to San Jon and get back on the interstate. They need to like tell you ahead of time though. We're back on I-40 here. If you have never been on the interstates, these patches, they call them patches, and we get air at 20 miles an hour. They are absolutely undrivable over 25 miles an hour, and they want you to go 75 mile an hour on the interstate. They are brutal. Yes, there is a left lane. Yes, there are trucks going 45 miles an hour past me, but I can't do that safely in the bus. We are getting massive air on this interstate, and there's no way to avoid these craters in the highway because there's vehicles right next to you. See right here? Like this. You hit that at more than 15 miles an hour, you're gonna break. Here we go again. You're gonna break stuff. It is hilarious to me that this interstate is even still open in the country. It is absolutely horrible. Worse than Louisiana. Oh, thank heavens. We have barely limped out. You are now leaving New Mexico, the land of crap roads. Good grief. That means, there we go, Texas state line. One more bump. Oh, God!
We're going left or right?
Well, left would be Route 66, our direction, but I didn't want to skip Glenario.
Oh, okay.
So I guess we're going back to New Mexico for a second?
Oh, shit.
Well, we couldn't get to Route 66 on that side, so we're heading back to see real quick if they've done anything in Glenario. and then we'll get over to Texas.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. Very cloudy all of a sudden. There's an old service station there. Oh, that's a really, I'm gonna walk to that cafe after we get parked. This one up here where this big pusher's at, this is the one I want to see. There we go. Maybe we are in Texas. It says last stop in Texas.
Good.
I'm gonna pull in front of them.
Yeah.
They have definitely been doing some work here on the property. Let me get parked and then we'll talk about it. Boy, I'm gonna stop talking about New Mexico interstates. Be prepared. If you don't know, I've warned you about the wind and I've warned you about the roads. Do not go more than 20 miles an hour when they force you on the interstates that have patches. I follow a couple groups and I've been watching videos, so I've been seeing some of the process of bringing this place back to life. And as you can see, this motel cafe is the first stop in Texas on this side, but as we were coming this way, it actually said last stop. So they are definitely working here. All that's left is actually the brick walls and the concrete foundations of this, but don't be fooled. This place is not abandoned. This place is being brought back to life. They are actively working on this property. I forget the name of the people who are working on it, but someday in the future, on our travels back through this area, this place is going to be open. It's going to have a gift store. It's going to have magnets. It's going to be thriving once again as they continue to work on it. As a matter of fact, the last update I saw, this part of the sign wasn't even done yet. So there was a big beehive that they had to remove. And actually, as we get closer, I can still see a lot of bees. I don't know if you can see them in the video, but it is still swarming with bees. So they did not remove the bees. They simply worked around them with their bee suits. But the sign is glorious, looking great. It's not just a matter of slapping on paint to bring these places back to life, though. You've got to have permits, you've got to have running water, you've got to have updated septic systems, and the power has to be approved through the city and everything. So this is a very old hotel, guys. Motel. You can see all the rooms. Unfortunately, some of it even has fresh paint on it. You guys really need to stop doing that. They're actually trying to bring this place back, and people are still spray painting. Oh, hey, Diana, where are we gonna pick up some spray paint for our next stop in Texas? Gonna have to find a Dollar General or something along the way. Some spray paint, where you're allowed to spray paint, I'll point out. But yeah, I'm not exactly sure what they plan to do, but you can see the floor is still intact. The studs are still there. Obviously, you're gonna need a lot of windows in these places and updated wiring and everything I talked about, but that's why Roy's Cafe still has not opened up all their stuff in there. It's because there's a lot of behind the scenes catch-up work that you have to do once you purchase a place like this. You know, you can have those dreams, but you're gonna have an uphill trip. I love the trees. Look at all these beautiful tall trees that are providing lots of shade. Big old Class A pusher there. And then again, we're gonna walk down the road, but as you can see on this side, it actually says last stop in Texas Cafe. So again, if we go this way, that's our direction towards farther into Texas today. This part of Route 66 is 4 lanes wide. Goes to 2 up there where we just came off the interstate. But I wanted to look at this property that we passed also because it was definitely something very cool. There's this sign out front, there's another sign over by the service station, but this was an old cafe. On the side of the building, you can clearly still read cafe. In fact, I can almost read good something and ice, and you can see the marquee that goes around that would have had a neon strip on it, and then cafe on top right there. It's a really cute little cafe building here. Still standing, still looking good. There's a home behind the service station, which I actually think somebody does live there. So somebody probably does own this property. They may or may not fix it up. But here's the service station that has those same curves up there as the cafe. It just gives it that old 50s, 60s look. And no gas pumps, There's an old Coke machine and a car. That's a cool piece of property. All right, we're going to head towards Adrian for our stop today. Diana, we have made it through California, Arizona, New Mexico. Now Texas is our 4th state. We're basically halfway done with Route 66. Basically, but truly and officially, hang tight. We drive 15 more miles. So, if you can see off to our right, you got the cafe sign, a bunch of RVs. This is a very, very popular stop here. This is the town of Adrian. Adrian! Population 166. And so we have arrived at the famous Midpoint Cafe. In fact, we're gonna go over this line in the road up here. There's a magical little finish line, not finish line, it's literally the halfway point. It says Midpoint USA Shield, and then Midpoint right there.
Oh, that's so cool.
That's it. We are on the other side. Also, the other side, I wonder if I could park in here.
Right here on the side of the road.
Yeah, I'm wondering. And that's a road. There's an old broke down RV right there. But yeah, many would say that this midpoint is also the big weather change. Also, the start of humidity. We're gonna start getting very moist weather and humidity. So, just something to understand about this area. Still looking for a place to park or turn around.
Wow, that house is like Dorothy's house.
Barely standing. You got to think all the winds and the crazy weather that you get out here, yeah.
I mean, this state is a state of opportunity, but it's scary.
I know.
It's a scary state.
Not everywhere. Texas is a big state. Like, there's a lot of areas that are really like Livingston.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
lots of trees, lots of shade from the valleys. Right now, we're in the windy valley, the open plains of Texas. Yeah, that's why there's wind generators everywhere. Diana's gonna stay behind. We really want to go hit the gift store that we know closes early at Midpoint. But this old Phillips station, it may look like an ordinary abandoned gas station, but it's actually very unique. I love the rusty patina on the gas pumps here. Basically still intact. Just missing a couple nozzles there, but yeah, this is actually a famous spot. Look at that old Coke machine. I can't believe that's still sitting there. That is awesome. Coca-Cola in bottles. But yeah, the famous Bent Door Cafe. And it's called the Bent Door Cafe for a very unique reason. It's got a bent door entrance. So the whole building, as you can see, is flat here and then it goes out. Well, that would be tricky to make a door. So they just made a bent door as their entrance. You can see right there, there's the crease of the bent door, and it would open like a normal door. You're at Midway 66, it says. And it looks like they're on Facebook. Facebook.com, thebentdoor.com, with some letters at the end too. Let's take a little peek in here. See, gosh, it still looks like a cafe. Like it literally, I mean, there's a washer and dryer in the middle of the floor, but it doesn't seem like it was that long ago that this place was actually open, right? And I'm just astonished that this vintage Coke machine is still sitting here. Texas is a little different. You don't mess with Texas. I guess it doesn't surprise me that much. And then here's their one bay for working, which you see all these strap ties? This is something they're trying to do to keep this building, this part of the garage from collapsing. Yes, of course, you're gonna lose the roof, but the bricks, without that door, without the big garage door here, they needed help. So they got some supports going to the tree. Although I don't know if this camera is showing it, it's still tilting this way. And these straps are probably, yeah, they are very sturdy straps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them, just to hold this wall and to keep it looking like it was back in the day. I love the wood, old school wood logs coming out the side right there. That is awesome. All right, let's head back to the bus, make a U-turn here, and go to the cafe, see if we can get a magnet for the day. Looks like Diana's driving, so she's got this. You got this. Got the orange boys up front. Chunks, Opie. Ah! Let's go. Right now we're not actually keeping up with solar. And again, that'll be a more later tonight thing. We'll have to pop out the generator and figure it out. But yeah, it's kind of cloudy and muggy. Do you feel any moisture, humidity yet?
A little. It's not as dry.
It might just be from yesterday's storms farther down the road. But yeah, the weather is definitely going to be more interesting. We're gonna go into the cafe first and then we'll come over and check out the actual Midpoint sign over there because there's quite a few people in motorcycles over there right now. If you're in a little RV, they got parking here for smaller rigs and stuff. We actually parked across the street in the field in front of the wind generators over there. And they got Lightning McQueen. They got Doc over there. Nice little outdoor area here at Dreammaker Hot Rod Highway Station. It says open Dreammaker Station, hometown of Fran Hauser, the inspiration of Flo in the movie Cars, official Pixar stop, and your halfway point of the Mother Road. Birthplace of Flo. You can also fill up your Hogley Stevenson here. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I've never been in this store before, actually. This is what we're gonna see here in just a second. It's got the Midpoint area magnet right there. Oh, well, hello there. Coin pressure pincher, penny pincher, souvenir coin. They got 4 of them. Look, we can get our Cadillac Ranch one ahead of time in case we don't see one when we get there. Magnolia Station Vega. I love Lizzie. When you're here, you're halfway there. Okay, I'm gonna get these 2. Almost as iconic as the Roy's sign. This one does not work anymore. There's no neon that works or lights up, but it does say the Midpoint Cafe, and they close early, I believe, at 2:30 each day. So you got to get here early, and they're supposed to have a gift store in here. Maybe I can get 2 magnets in one day here at the Midpoint Cafe. It's a really cool themed cafe, just so you know. If you have time to stop and grab a bite to eat, Diane and I are gonna do something different for lunch, but we are gonna go check out the Midpoint Cafe gift store. I'm gonna hold on to this one for now, in case I don't find a better one. I actually traded my magnet for this rubber Midpoint one and a matching patch. I love getting patches that are specific to the places. Diana found a couple pins. You gonna get your Cadillac Ranch one early?
Yeah, just in case I don't have it over there.
Nice.
That's very unique.
Yeah, I like that. Oh, we actually just changed our mind. Thank you. We started smelling the burgers and the food, and we decided that we are going to eat lunch instead of making lunch. We're gonna make dinner in the bus tonight. Something new that we haven't tried in the bus. Some seafood tonight, but we're gonna eat here, a little snack. Don't you dare get a normal fountain drink while you're here when they have unique Route 66 colas that I haven't seen. This is the strawberry roadside soda. Yeah. Our lunch is here. I got the dog. Diana got a grilled cheese with some hatch sauce on it. Wow. And look how busy this place is, guys. There is not a single seat or table empty here. That is awesome. That's why they can close it at 2:30. After this, we'll finally go across the street and get our picture near the Midpoint everything. And I just requested a harvest host about 15 miles down the road. They responded in 1 minute and accepted us. So we have an approved spot to overnight park and run the generator to catch up because it's cloudy and muggy today. And Dot's pretzels. Scrumptious little snack. And now nobody's out here. It's perfect. A little windy here in Texas too, though. Look at this white line, guys. This is where you know you are at the midpoint of Route 66. This is the exact midway, as this sign in front of us will tell you. In fact, Los Angeles, 1,139 miles to the west, and Chicago, same thing, 1,139 miles to the east. There's even a United States of America 250 flag here in Adrian. Got the American flag and the Texas flag. We are officially at the halfway point. Gosh, this has been Like I have friends, I know lots of people who rush through Route 66. I don't think you could go any slower than Diana and I have been going, and we are still exhausted. Like, we need a break. Can't take a break. I also love how so many locations have the Jackrabbit Trading Post mileage. 485 miles to the Jackrabbit Trading Post West, where we just came from. The Midpoint. Yes, we made it. A little different look here on this side of Route 66 because we've got westbound Interstate off to our right, and it is 55 mile an hour here, but we just take it. We don't care if people pass us on these routes. There is an open stretch here all the way, 14 miles, all the way to the city of Vega. We do not have to get back on the interstate for the rest of the day to finish this trip. So, I mean, we may cross back and forth. Here's a shield on the ground right here. Route 66! Oh, I forgot to say my thing when we got to the halfway point. Whoa, we're halfway there. Whoa, covered in cat hair.
Oh my
You
God.
agree? You agree. Gizmo definitely agrees. Okay. Good, I'm glad you approve, buddy. It's a nice little harvest house here. They got grass, level parking. There's even a picnic table right there. And easy out. They have extra nights available here too at no cost. Easy out back onto Route 66. We're only actually 1 block away from Route 66. There's some stuff we can walk to over there, a Dollar General, and get our spray paint for our next video. But this place is the Milburn Price and Culture Museum here on Route 66. We're gonna go get checked in and check out the museum real quick. So this is a 130-year-old printing press, and we can make a custom postcard.
I'm gonna lay that right up there.
Okay.
And then have you pull that lever right there back till it stops. And let go of that, just leave it there and start spinning the wheel towards yourself.
Towards me.
Made in 1896.
Here we go.
Wow.
Oh, that is awesome. And it still works perfectly today. Oh my gosh. That is incredible. Thank you very much. Got to say hi to this bearded dragon. Get a load of this guy. He is cool looking. I love that color. I don't think I've ever seen one like orange and red like that. He's cool. Whoa, I've never actually seen a rattlesnake this close.
And dangerous.
That's cute.
Wow. Diana, come here. Diana, they have the exact marlin.
Wow.
Look at that. There's some World War I stuff in this case. Look at that vinyl right there. Hitler's Inferno vinyl record in there. Oh my gosh. Look at this. There's a Route 66 Plinko, just like Price is Right. I want to try. See what I can. So I'm going to start it right here in the middle of the shield. I think that's a good luck spot. Oh, what is that guy there? Here's a 23 Model T. This is based off the character Lizzie in Cars. So now we've seen 2 Cars-born characters that are based on real cars on Route 66. So that's always fun to be able to go around and find the ones that the cars are based on, you know. Looks nice. Yeah. Very large museum. This house does not have air conditioning back here, so we won't be back here very long. It's kind of warm. But they had plenty of souvenirs. So we got our stickers and magnets, and Diana got a pin for the museum. And we're still going to walk around town.
If you like museums, this is a really
Yeah, you
good
could stop
one.
and spend
There's
a lot of time in here,
so
guys.
much to
Seriously.
see.
I'm assuming this is some kind of a gecko? Something? I don't know. I know that it's art. I definitely know that it's art. Oh wait, it's called something. It is called the Ankylosaurus. And his name is Hank. You can see on his tag there. He's chained up, obviously, because he cannot be trusted. Hey, the sun's starting to come out. That's good. Also, just right across the street from the museum is the original 1924 service station here. So this will predate Route 66 by 2 years. This sucker is 102 years old. There's a gas pump out front. I guess this was the construction style back then, concrete and pebble rocks, because the entire building is made of that. Might be able to see in here, actually. Sorry about the glare, but yeah, they got the original looking counter there, at least. Diana's gonna head back to the bus. There's an arrow. There's a little arrow right there. I'm gonna explore a little bit of town first. It's in very good condition. It's not made of wood. It's made of metal, and even the tips there are made of metal. Let me try to put this corner into perspective. The museum's right there. The bus is parked right next to the museum. This little square, and yes, I'm calling it a square because this is an original square here in Vega, where you've got what is now the sheriff's office, but this is the old courthouse from 1915, and the square goes all the way around the courthouse. Right around here and all the way around, just like the old time squares. The courthouse is a Route 66 attraction called the Oldham County Courthouse. By the way, Vega, the name of this town, is Spanish for meadow. It became the county seat in 1915. I always like the feel of these towns, and you can find a lot of them in Texas where their cities have a central square like this. In other words, some kind of a city building, and then you drive all the way around the square. Uh-oh, we got some cattle going down the road. Moo! Those cattle are going to a better place, right? They're going to a better place. In my bell lane. Sorry. Very, very cool little town. Across the street, we got the public library over there, water tower, and here on the corner is, it says Wilson's Corner. Okay. Oh, it's Mama Joe's Pies and Sweets. They are not open. And then we're just gonna be going straight. Oh my gosh, I was gonna say, we're gonna go straight east. Look at this ginormous sign. This sign that I have to actually cross Route 66 in order to even get the whole thing in the shot. That is ginormous. Everything's bigger in Texas, guys, including the murals on the side of the building. That's crazy. I believe we have everything that Diana and I need to cook in the bus tonight. I'm gonna check the batteries. We may not have to run the generator after all, now that we're getting all this nice sunshine to replenish the battery levels. And then, oh yeah, I need to walk over to Dollar General. I'm gonna put this camera down so I can go get some supplies for our next video. Okay, one more thing outside I want to look at, and then we're calling it quits, going inside. We got the water heater on. It's shower night. We're going to be cooking tonight. In the news right now, you'll hear a lot of stuff about the data centers. I'm not going to pretend to know exactly what's going on, but I know that everybody's telling me that I am supposed to hate data centers. And I don't even want to pick a side because I don't even really understand, except that I use AI for work. I use it to help make my trip planning. I use it to avoid extreme weather. I use it to help me create thumbnails and thumbnail titles and to answer questions on the road. I am a heavy AI user out there, yet everyone around me is telling, Eric, you have to hate data centers and keep putting data centers. And again, I guess I haven't done enough research. It could be ignorance on my part. I don't know for sure, but I'm gonna go with I don't know yet. You guys remember, for years now, we are also supposed to, I keep saying this, supposed to hate wind generators. And yet, my whole life, what would it be without using natural resources like solar and lithium batteries and wind generators on the property and stuff like that? And yet, here is an example of a propeller blade. Ooh, it's very echoey. I guess you can walk into this one and see what the inside of a propeller blade looks like on a wind generator. These are used throughout the country. They're very popular. They're also very, very controversial. And there's a lot of people that'll say, you know, these wind generators are ruining Earth. And especially in Apache County, Arizona. I don't want to get into these because maybe I'm just not the right person to ask. But everybody in the comments is now going to tell me why I should hate data centers being built and why these are horrible for the world. And it's like, I don't hate AI and I don't hate wind generators. I'm sorry, you can't change my mind. I'm not one of those people you can push over. That's why, again, I don't talk about politics on my channel, because people say if you believe in politics a certain way, you have to believe that every single way that politic affects you. And it's like, I'm not that way. I personally cannot be categorized into a tier or a party or a type of person, okay? So if you guys wanna hate on certain stuff, cool, go for it. But stop telling everyone that we have to hate wind generators and data AI centers, because I think that's ignorant. I think that's ignorant to push your agendas on other people. I think you should enjoy life however you wanna enjoy life and appreciate what you appreciate, period. Stop worrying about everybody else, guys. It's not your job to tell me what I'm supposed to hate in life or love. If you don't like everything I'm sharing, that's cool too. So we are watching Ryan Hall, y'all, live here currently with 2 active tornado warnings, a bunch of severe weather and stuff. A bunch of stuff going on. All of it is east of us. There's nothing even in Texas right now. We're in the clear. I actually downloaded his WeatherWise app that it says right there, and it says we are in the clear. So we are good tonight, but we are going to be using Ryan Hall and the WeatherWise app for the majority of the future on the road. Over here, Diana's going to start seasoning our salmon. I don't think you and I have cooked salmon together yet.
No.
At all. And then over here, I really want to open that, but you said not to.
No, you can't
Got
open it.
the white rice cooking over there. We got the window open with a view of Route 66 over there. We're doing rice and salmon, and there's garlic smells and just all sorts of yummy stuff going on in the bus right now. Ooh, that looks really good, honey. I'm gonna go show them the water situation out front and our plan for the party, okay?
Okay.
I forgot my microphone. Sorry, we should be okay. There's no high wind going on right now. So tomorrow morning when we leave, we're gonna pull the bus out, we're gonna turn, and we're gonna go right into here, into this area right here. So we'll park here with our water fill station facing this direction. Our harvest host has offered us a water fill on the way out. Doesn't solve all of our needs on the road. We would still need to dump the tanks. We're gonna do that. I found a Pilot or Flying J station that charges $10 to dump your tank, or I think it's $7.50 with my Good Sam's card. So we'll get the water tomorrow morning. We'll dump our tanks in the next video a little bit east of Amarillo. All right, salmon's ready to go in. Diana's got that one preheated there. I'm gonna check the rice here with our new Route 66 oven mitt there. Yeah. It's close, but I still see some boiling water. I think a little longer, Diana. Yeah. Diana, do you want to explain to our viewers the purpose of putting that there?
Oh yeah. As you know, we have an electric oven, and after we turn it off, it stays really hot. And then the cats are very curious to everything we do. So I always put this to keep them from coming over here. Although they still jump from here to here.
So you still got to stand there and keep that.
I have to stay here until at least it cools off. Once I'm done cooking and cleaning, by the time I'm done cleaning and cooking, it cools off a lot enough for me to put this on top of the stovetop kind of angle so that it could cool off.
Naturally.
Naturally.
But also, you're setting up something so that they might know in a a months that when this is up, they can't go there because you're still yelling at, you're kind of letting them know.
Like right now, they're sleeping.
Mm-hmm.
So
they're not bothering you at all.
Not bothering me at all.
But yeah, we got to be a little bit extra careful with how we cook with 5 cats.
Yes.
Definitely. Just missed Diana flipping our salmon. We're doing a little more well done for our own flavor, but it smells amazing up in the air. My gosh, gonna make the neighbors jealous. We're still. They're talking about Route 66 here, Chicago tornadoes. It's crazy. Look at this, guys. That freaking looks amazing. Homemade salmon and rice. And I did turn the generator on because we're running the air conditioners. The water heater's still on for Diana's shower and everything else. But, oh my gosh, that is seasoned so well.
Really?
It's really good. That's exactly how I like my salmon.
There's lemon if you want to add more lemon, and there's more salmon if you want more salmon.
I can taste lemon in it.
Okay.
We'll cut to this every once in a while as our team does research and
scrumptious. You can't cool it down by putting it in front of the air conditioner.
Now, but we're going to keep an eye on this.
You're cheating.
What's going on out there.
Can we take a break from the bad news and watch the show we started
Yeah,
watching?
Ryan Hall said we're in the clear, so we don't have to watch it. We can. What's that show we were watching?
It's brand new on Netflix.
Something about somebody being charged with killing their child, but he didn't do it, and he's in jail, and they're gonna break him out.
He's been in jail for 5 years.
Yeah.
And it's that main actor from Avatar.
Yeah, the Avatar guy. Yep, we're gonna watch that. So we're done eating, and Diana's already. This is exactly why Diana has to do this. We have to do this. So there's still airflow underneath it, right there. It's up against the backsplash there, and look, Gizmo's right next to it. Opie's literally on top of it. These are getting ready to go in the fridge here pretty soon once they aren't quite as hot. But this is why we have to just pay a little bit of extra attention here near the hot stove, because the kitties are not going to make things easy on us. There's so many other windows that you could be enjoying right now, and you chose the one with the hot stove. That's why I made this. That's why this is physically here right now. Little putzes, man. So I ended up turning our generator off at 7:35 p.m. We did lose another hour today. I forgot to mention, as soon as we crossed the New Mexico, Texas, northern panhandle line, we're now in, not Mountain, Central Time. We're in Central Time here in the Amarillo area of Texas. Speaking of that, we are going to be getting to Amarillo in my very next video. Got some spray paint. Yeah. Got everything put away. So we got the windows all open all around everywhere. A little bit of a wind draft coming back. It's been really windy at night lately, and that's new for me, because usually you drive with the wind and you go to sleep without wind, but it's been getting windier at night. Not that we really mind. Like I said, we got all the windows open in the back, and it's really nice and comfortable there to sleep. So all right, guys, be well. Sorry if this video is too long. It's just a normal day in the life and everything we're exploring. We're having so much fun. We are now on the eastern side of Route 66. So we'll see you in the next one in Amarillo, I guess.